So this is on metal.
Yeah, yep. That's on metal.
That's so fucking cool, dude. So, dude, you know what
It pops more on metal.
yeah, like just being on paper, it just sometimes it doesn't do it enough. Like you can add layers to the picture by like what canvas you put it on, right?
Correct.
Dude, I
Um, there's a pearl poster print that I print a lot of pictures on.
mhm.
That it gives a shimmery look to it. That
Mhm.
it kind of looks like it's on metal. So
Dude, is metal your preferred thing you like to print your photos on?
yeah, I recommend people to buy metal prints. They're high gloss. Not this particular one that you're looking at,
Mhm.
but the ones that I normally print off from the lab that I go to. They're high gloss metal prints.
What about the metal is it that you like?
Well, it's in the light you can definitely see at all of
Yeah.
the attributes of what basically I shoot most of my pictures in daylight. And not only that, it really pops. Everything that's going to be colorful in the photo, everything that's going to be
Yeah.
sparkly,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Everything that's going to sparkle is going to sparkle 10 times more on the metal print.
Dude, this is a beautiful photo.
And and not only that, you can magnify that to the wall.
That's true. You could.
Yeah, the ones I get from the lab, they specifically they'll put like a metal frame around the back of it,
Mhm.
and you could just literally magnify it to the
Could
wall.
you mind just fixing that cord? It's hanging on your mic there.
Yeah.
So like this way, we'll go underneath there, and then I'm just gonna adjust that for you a little bit.
Right on.
Cool.
Good.
All right. Yep. All good. Sorry about that, dude.
You're fine.
But yeah, dude, this is so rad. So the thing that I love most about social media is like this right here. So like we just connected last week
Right.
through social media, and then like now we're sitting here having a conversation,
Yeah.
and it's so fucking rad, dude, because your art, like your photos are, I love them.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, I take so much passion in what I'm creating. It has to be unique. Well, in the unique in the idea that I try to put some element of what me in it,
Uh-huh.
and if I can't, I try to be as far as like the angle I'm at. I got to
Yeah.
be unique, and just if something's walking by the photo, it will make it unique. Like a person, just one random person, but it's all about composition and where he's at in the photo. Like all these things apply when I'm thinking about the photo.
Yeah, so many little details.
Yeah, I didn't think about it too much until I started breaking away from simple, like simplicity minimalism photos.
Okay.
I used to do that a lot.
Well, what would classify as like a simplicity?
Like simplicity and
Yeah, I'm
like
fucking that up.
well, no, it's minimalism really, and it basically it just applies to like black and white is a good example of it.
Okay.
It would just be like, say, it was just the arch, and it would be like all black, right?
Okay.
And then it would just be a white skyline and maybe one bird flying
So
by.
not a lot of detail.
Yeah,
within
not
the
a lot of
photo.
detail.
Got it.
So I started doing that a lot, and then I was like, well, I think I'm scared to add a little element here and there because I don't want it to be distracting from what I'm trying to portray.
Okay.
But now the more and more I take photos, the more and more I could add to the creativity.
Yeah.
So as far as like just that shot in general, yeah, I threw a rock in the photo. That's not like me catching a wave or anything like that.
Right.
I timed it. I put it on a self timer and I threw a rock, but
But you still caught a moment in time.
caught a moment in time and I got really wet. Got the camera all wet.
Did you?
Like you got to be like really close to the water to get that good look.
Yeah, dude. It almost looks like the camera would have to be like,
Submerged.
yeah, like a little bit in the water.
Almost, yeah. Like I'm level with the water, and the water will always find its level. So I love that about water is that in photography I'm so OCD about keeping things the horizon straight,
Okay.
and with the arch it's super hard because it's curved, but it's curved at every angle. So every angle you're at, it looks like it's going this way, or it looks like
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, the more and more you take pictures of it, you'll find out what I'm talking about.
You probably have like a little bit of a deeper understanding
Oh,
of the angles of the arch. You take so many photos of it.
Yeah, well, the whole thing about me is like when I started really stretching my mind with just the arch in general.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole backstory to that, but like, um, the more and more I stretch my mind, like I feel like I have to be at. I want to find every single angle there is imaginable to
Yeah.
capture this one particular object, like a Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
Almost like how many different ways can I figure this out?
Okay. Yeah.
And not and then I think that just it's just really about being creative and like using your camera like almost like a paintbrush.
Right.
And this is my the art is in front of me.
Yeah.
And now I gotta use my paintbrush. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
so like the landscape artist would looking at the landscape. I'm using the camera almost exactly the same way.
Yeah.
And in my mind and how I use it. Like I don't use any Photoshop.
Okay.
None whatsoever. I used to use Lightroom when I used to edit on my phone, but no, I no longer edit on my phone. I edit on a tablet,
Okay.
not even on a computer, and then I use just like a photo editor app.
Okay.
It won't even let me download Lightroom on the Fire Stick Amazon I got.
So you're not even doing like super complicated like post editing on a lot of this.
Nope, not at all. Nope.
It's just all within like the shot. So like you're making sure that all your settings are correct and your timing and
Yeah, well, this is really weird. I picked up a camera when I first started taking pictures. Was with a cell phone.
it's amazing what you can do with cell phones.
Oh my gosh, right. And it was like this was like the cheapest of the cheapest phones though, dude. This was the Walmart track phone. Legit, right?
I don't even know how you got good photos with that.
When I first started though, this was when I first started, and what I would do is I'd take a photo and it would be an abstract look. And then I would edit it once through the settings on Instagram, so the contrast, the
Right.
highlights or whatever,
Yep.
the saturation.
Just the basic ones there.
Yeah, and then I would upload it and then take it down. Well, I did it on accident, right?
And then you re-edit the edited
I
photo
re-edit the edit photo, and then I did it again. So I took it down again.
and did it again.
So I did it like 4 or 5 times, and I almost made it look like a painting.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so like the more and more I did that, I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting too many. It's looking too edited.
Right. Yeah. You just too much.
Too much. And besides that, I was working with the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So when I advanced to a camera, which happened by chance, I cut my finger off at work, and I used that money and got fired from that job and bought a camera.
Yeah. It used to be. I was reading that article that you have linked up.
Yeah, I was a butcher.
You're a butcher.
Yeah, I still am. Like that's my trade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it right now due to COVID. I lost my job, and then I've just been shooting pictures since COVID.
Yeah.
Like crazy, which I was doing before anyways. But
Right.
I'm trying to make it like I'm trying to catch the eye of somebody that knows what to do with me because I really don't know how to do any marketing or how to.
You're trying to figure out how to like really monetize like your talent.
Yeah, I really do. I don't know exactly what market or what do I need an agent? I had my own website for a while, but it did just as good as my Instagram page.
Dude, I feel like in today's climate, like you can almost just completely monetize your Instagram. You have like 15,000 followers, right? 16,000 followers.
Yeah, right. But you know how it is. Like you
only get a percentage of those.
You get a percentage of those to your page because of the algorithm.
Right.
And not only that, I think you could look at a fan page or a page on YouTube that has 3 million followers, and the video will have 500,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, engagement counts.
it does count, and I don't think it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You better get people engaged in your stuff.
Yeah. Have you started using TikTok at all? I know it doesn't really like TikTok is more video based, so it doesn't really play well to like still photography necessarily.
Correct.
But like, I feel like if you can just get creative with it in some way, at least that platform doesn't seem to have the same restrictions as some of these other ones, so you might be able to get some crazy organic reach just by even posting like a little 5-second, even if it's like a video of you like showing that with like some music or something, like that might get you some crazy. You never fucking know if I'm over here brainstorming, but are you like?
I heard that it's more of a viral thing.
Dude, it's so easy. Like I just downloaded it. Like I downloaded it some time ago, and then I'm like, this is just kids doing stupid.
That's what I was thinking. It was like it's girls just dancing.
Dude, my kids love it.
Girls dancing. That's all.
Yeah, dude. So I'm just like, I fucking deleted it.
Right.
But then I downloaded it again because I had the thought like, I don't want to be that guy who is just like, oh, this is the stupid thing that the kids are doing, and then
Mhm.
I ignore it because how many people did that to Instagram or did
Sure.
that to Facebook in the beginning,
Yeah,
and then or
right.
did that to YouTube in the beginning,
For sure.
and then you're fucking left behind, and now you're
Yeah.
trying to play catch up on this platform that you could have just easily gotten in at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah.
So like I'm trying to like not be hard headed in that way. Like
hmm
as of the last week, bro. This is like
I
very
believe.
recent.
Yeah, I just started Reddit. I just started Reddit probably like 5 months ago,
Okay.
and I'm like, I posted and that is a whole different monster, man.
I bet I'm not
You
on Reddit.
really got to pick and choose, like, because Reddit's more of like, it's everything really, but they're not afraid to say what they want to say. You better be clever
It's
with.
almost like a message board.
Yeah, it's a message board, but like if you post a picture to Reddit, and I post all my pictures to, it's called a site called St. Louis, so everything has an R in front of it, r/St. Louis.
Okay.
So it's just like a feature page,
Mm-hmm.
really, and people can post questions or whatever about St. Louis. I'll post a picture to that, and man, you better have a good one because. Like
Savage.
even if you don't, like this really will say anything on there that they wouldn't say on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like being a performer at the Apollo. Like if you suck, they're gonna pull you off.
They will. They will, man. And then some of them have better insight and compliments than they would on Instagram. Some of them are really intelligent, like that I wouldn't know. Like some of the compliments I get, it blows my mind. Like they're like, "Are you, you need to be? Are you, a professional photographer? Or like these compliments, I don't even. They're like so many of them
Yeah.
that like I can't really describe. But they picture me as somebody else that I'm not. I'm completely like the normal of the normal,
Yeah.
but yet I got this. I mean, I'm pretty good with the camera. I found out,
Yeah.
and I've never read a manual. I've never went to a photography class.
Just completely self-taught.
Completely self-taught.
No YouTube videos or anything.
No, you know what I do? I've watched a few.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep my attention to them.
Yeah.
But I try not to copy anybody.
Okay.
I try not to emulate anything. So I've already been inspired by certain things. I've seen certain images,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to keep that in my head. Like that's what my look I want to be.
Okay.
I want it to be unique,
Yeah.
and I want it to look crisp, clean, unique, and creative. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a fresh look,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also got to be creative, and it's got to be like straight, neat, and the angle's got to be completely different than anybody else.
So you're trying to go as clean as possible, crisp.
Yeah, crisp, clean. Because I think that's because people try to over edit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that clean look.
You want to get it through the photography itself.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
the editing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
The camera I'm using is a $350 camera. It's a Canon PowerShot. It's a basic point and shoot camera, man.
That's crazy.
It doesn't even have an interchangeable lens. It doesn't.
Wow.
It has a 50 millimeter lens on it, and it has a really good range.
Yeah.
A zoom range.
Mm-hmm.
But the setting on this thing is called a creative shot setting. Creative shot setting. So when I saw this, I've never picked up any other camera, and I don't know if any other cameras have this particular setting. I don't think a lot of them do. They have like certain modes, but this is the mode that I'm talking about, and it shoots 6 shots in burst mode.
Okay.
And you could put it in a natural setting, a retro look, monochrome, or special.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so I usually always use retro or monochrome.
Mm-hmm.
And when it takes the first shot out of the 6 shots it takes in burst mode,
Mm-hmm.
the first shot's always the natural shot.
Oh, and
And then the 5 shots afterwards, if it's in retro, it will each shot will have a different look already filtered into it.
oh, so is it like a gradual to like this more like total retro look?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what it
So it'll
is?
go like a really green orange look, and
Yeah.
then it will go like maybe sepia,
Oh.
and then it will go back into like some real orangish reddish look, and it zooms in and out
Oh, that's
on
rad.
some of the shots.
That's cool.
Yeah, it really is, and it sparked my interest. Is like, oh, if I'm on creative shot setting, how can I be as creative as I can be with this setting?
Yeah.
And I've seen people on YouTube use this camera with that setting, and I don't think they know how to use it. Like I think I've mastered. I'm trying to master this particular, which I think I have, and mastered the ability within this setting and this
that camera.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
camera, because you can't use that setting at night. It won't work. All the shots will look almost
You
like
need enough light.
You need a left light.
Yeah, you need like very like specialized like either you need lighting or the camera really has to like be able to open up and capture a lot of
Okay,
light
yeah.
to,
So on
to
like on
film at
night
night.
shots, I'll put it in manual, and then I'll put my exposure. I know how to do my settings on night shots and stuff like that, but I don't typically use manual mode in the daytime.
Hmm.
I use this setting, and I get cleaner looks. Like even
Yeah,
I put it in manual mode to see what it will look like.
yeah.
It will be there'll be a lot of noise in it,
Mm.
you know.
Hmm.
And I don't know how. And then you got to denoise the image once you post it, and I don't want to constantly take anything off of what it is. You know,
Okay.
I want to just make it as clean as possible without having to edit too much.
That makes, dude, I love the fact that like you're doing all this with like a $350 camera,
Right,
right?
man.
Because so many people probably hold themselves back because they feel like they have to have
To
the
have
best of the
the
best.
best. Yes, and that's what I think. Everybody just tries to get the best camera shot, and then they'll try to emulate other people's shots, especially with like people hanging their feet off of the buildings, man. Okay, for one, I'm scared of heights, but I've gotten over that walking over East Bridge and being in the arch, and
Yeah,
I've gotten over that fear a little bit. And over water, I'm not as scared. So like over bridges, I'm not as scared. But like you ain't gonna catch me dangling my feet
that
off
is
for an
not
image.
you, huh?
So I've done like something to mock that you don't need. You need if you stretch your mind. So I was at the reflection pool near the arch, and I had
Mm.
my feet over the wall, right? And I see the arch in the water. I'm like, well, dude, when I take this shot, I'll just flip it, or I can keep it like it is. So I put my shoes out just like they do. They curve one out here and they curve one out here.
Yeah.
And I had the arch, and I waited for the perfect ripple. And maybe I took it 4 or 5 times. Maybe I even added my own little ripple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if,
Oh
if,
yeah.
if I don't get a ripple, I'll just add a little ripple, and I'll wait for
It's
it.
just a little master manipulation.
And with that burst mode, you can catch a lot of stuff that
Yes.
you wouldn't catch with just one shot.
Exactly.
So I use it so many times throughout the day in different ways.
Dude, that's so dope, man. Yeah. I mean, it's like that thing, like, it's just like, it's easy for people to get stuck with like paralysis by analysis, but it's just like, that definitely doesn't seem to be your issue, right? It's just like,
No.
dude, like I almost like
I
it.
look at my images more than any images ever. Like I always look at what I got. I'm like, okay, how do I beat this?
Yeah.
I've seen my last 9. Where do I go from here? You know what I'm saying? Do I go back?
Right.
Do I go back to here? Because I like to start. Nature is my starting point. Like leaves, water, all that stuff is what I'm inspired by, man. Because
Yeah.
that stuff gives us structure.
Mhm.
And I label myself the architect only because nature is the architect.
Right, dude, it's the ultimate architect.
Ultimate architect. I think everything resembles what is in nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The design of our buildings, the arch itself. The arch is in the waves of water. It's in everything.
You know what messes me up is how there's this like this sacred geometry where you see it over and over from the most
man.
macro to the most micro level, dude, and these shapes and these things just continuously like repeat themselves over and over. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like one of those like what do they call it when you're a little
Oh, like
kid?
a kaleidoscope.
Just like that. That's how I envision. Like, okay, well, I did a leaf picture the other day, and I mirrored it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
saw that.
because I was playing around. I was just playing around that day because I hadn't taken pictures for a few days, and I was like just to see what it looked like. And literally, I saw a leaf like right off the bat. It was like a leaf god, like right off the bat. Like you see, he's on the bottom. The one photo is just tree branches, you know, the leaves sticking out, and then once you mold it together and reflect it,
Yeah.
that particular photo, it just looked like some kind of ancient tree god. And then on each corner had some other symbols, man. I mean, and then you look into it, you can see about 1,000 different faces in there, man.
Yeah.
It's just trippy.
That's cool.
And that's what I kind of think. What like if you're micro dosing, maybe not maybe if you're doing that stuff that like DMT
Mm-hmm.
or lick the frog or something like that, that new thing that they do.
Yeah, I've never like looked the.
I've never done
poisonous
any of
frog. Okay.
I've never done like DMT or
So no psychedelics or anything.
I've done acid and shrooms when I was in high school.
Okay.
But I never saw pink elephants or anything like that.
Yeah, dude. See, that's the thing. I hate because I'm an avid psychedelic user,
Cool.
and like I am. So that's what fucks me up because there's a lot of like misconceptions about these compounds, and like people feel like, am I gonna see a pink elephant or am I gonna see like, no, dude, you don't see that shit. Like that's not how it works. If anything, like it's that sacred geometry I'm talking about.
Yes.
Like you'll see like all these shapes and like they'll kind of move and shit like that, but it's not this weird, scary, crazy shit.
You
know what I'm
almost
saying?
see, if you see yourself in the mirror, you see I look at like you've seen yourself for the first time, and you see every pore. You're looking at your eyes.
You do see every
You look at
pore.
your eyes differently. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you stare at yourself in
Yeah.
the mirror normally,
Yeah.
you don't think about it. But when you're on a trip, you're like, what?
Yeah. I'm almost hesitant to use this word, but sometimes when I look in the mirror, it almost looks like, how like there's like those paintings and like the things kind of look like melty. It's almost like that you kind of see in your, but it's
Just
not
a little bit,
but just
yeah.
a little bit, not too
Yeah,
extreme.
yeah,
I
exactly.
almost like hesitate to use that word because it's not super crazy.
Yeah. I remember being at a party. We're in the basement. We're listening to loud music, and then like I pushed stop on the and
On the music.
that whole thing, like, oh my god, the whole room got quiet, and
Nobody
it
knew
seemed
what
like
to do.
it seemed like everybody looked at you at once. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
you're like,
All eyes on
oh,
you.
yeah, and that's like when the trip starts or something, or someone will clap,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're like, what?
That's funny.
I love the start of the trip, and shrooms is more of like a dry drunk, I believe. It's just you laugh your ass off constantly. That's how I consider shrooms to me. I never saw any like crazy things.
Sometimes it just depends how deep you go. Because, like, if you take enough, you are in a different realm, my friend. But
I did microdot when I was in high school, and we went to a party again, and this girl came down the street, and she goes, "Hey guys, my parents are out of town. You all want to come down to my house?" And we're all like, "Yeah!" You know? All of us go from this house to the house down the street.
Yeah.
And no one knew this girl other than her being like not a part of our crowd.
Yeah.
Just maybe somebody you just passed by, you know. And we get into her house, and oh my God, that's when the trip started, because we go downstairs, and she had her little brother there, and he was on the computer, and he had what. To me, I guess it was a trip, or it could have just been real life. But he had like one of those man faces, but a small kid's body. And he was sitting in the chair, and
That could've
she was yelling. I'm like, "You need to get out of here!" And she was being real mean to him. And then he was saying, "Your place is up there, my place is down here," kind of like Goonies.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. Everybody in the party started picking on him. They threw him like she tied him a phone cord around him in the chair and stuck him in the closet. And this was all happening. But I was thinking, is this a trip? Or is this like,
It's like, is this real life right now?
yeah, and then everybody trashed the house. It was like the worst experience I've ever had.
Holy shit.
Yeah, someone did something, and then everybody
Just
chain
escalated.
reaction. It's just
Dude.
like, the freaking Capitol building.
Dude, kids are assholes.
Right. So I look over my buddy. He had the mustard out of the refrigerator, squirting it all over the walls.
What?
Yeah, and then
Just being destructive.
the most destructive you could possibly be. I think somebody threw a chair through the window, and then at the point, I walked out and left.
Dude, if I came home and my kids had my house trashed like that, I would be so livid.
I'm 38 now. I don't look like it, but I couldn't even explain how mad I would be.
Dude,
There wouldn't be even words. I think I would just. I would want to really do something to something.
I'd have to sit there and really think about some life for a second before I just completely went off the fucking handle.
Yeah, I don't know how that got to that situation, but that's what
happens.
that's what psychedelics will do to you. Either that happened to that extreme, or it was the trip that made it that extreme.
I just blame the kids, less the trip. But
Yeah, all of us were being dumb that day.
it happens. But dude, so you're able to like put your mind in this place, like you don't need psychedelics, right? Like you're not using psychedelics, like you're able to
man.
kind of like just envision.
Nature is psychedelic.
It really is, dude. It
re-
really is. Are you an avid nature guy? You like to be
Oh
out in
yeah,
nature?
yeah. I smoke a lot too, so
Okay.
it's definitely like my thing. I have to before I go out and take pictures
Yeah.
to get my mind right. But I'm not like super stoned out of my mind or anything. I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
my normal buzz.
I'm a daily smoker, so
That's what I'm saying. And it keeps my anxiety down. It keeps me less stressed.
dude, so much. I
Yeah.
have extreme anxiety, so it's like
I just started doing CBD gummies.
you find that helps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be psychoactive. It might just because I took it and my mind thinks it's working, it works.
Yeah.
But I don't care. it helps. It calms me.
Yeah. Why is that a bad thing? So like I'm
Mm,
reading this book right now, or I'm listening to this audiobook called You Are the Placebo.
yeah.
And dude, the placebo effect is accounted for every like study. And what is the placebo effect? It's your mind healing itself. Like there's whatever the catalyst, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yep.
Like
Mindset.
your mind is healing yourself.
Correct.
That's real.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
All
So
day.
whatever the case,
Yeah, and I find like laughter
best
and
medicine.
just perception is the best medicine. Just perception about anything. I mean,
Yes.
like about anything. Uh, just even like the smallest things. Like the other night, I was explaining to my girlfriend. Whenever we go to bed lately, because our daughter occasionally will sleep in the bed with us,
Hmm.
if not every night, because she's a a
That's how
little
kids
girl.
are
Yeah, right.
sometimes.
But either way, she was like she'll sleep like right on the edge of the bed, and my girlfriend got to that side of the bed, and then if I just got the littlest sliver, I'm fine. And
Yeah.
that's how perceptually I think about it. Like I don't think like I think about it like this is our one bed. Like we're where we're at. Like I try to put my mind in like we're out in the middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah. Well, dude, it's like having gratitude, right? It's just like
yeah,
whatever the case may be,
be
you
thankful
can
for
still
it.
be thankful. You can still find the
Yeah,
positivity in it, dude. Like that's just that mindset translates to all aspects
yeah.
of
Because then
life.
you're not unhappy about a lot of things.
Right,
You
dude.
find happiness in the smallest things, and then you're just grateful more than anything, and that turns into more positive things happening to you.
100%, dude. It's like I'm
Yeah,
a big believer in just the law of attraction and
yeah, yeah.
dude, just putting positivity out there, like doing the work, like being intentional,
Hmm.
and like when you radiate that energy, it comes back to
I
you
feel like that's
tenfold.
how the only reason why this whole photography thing is working for me
Dude,
is because I've put so much like of my energy into each one of these photos
yeah.
and just what I'm put like just thinking just perceptually this gives me a better mindset about life.
Well, and I think, it seems to be like the direction you're headed. It seems like this is something where you can like create a life that you want, doing the things you want to do.
Yeah, and that's what I don't want to like I don't want to see okay, I lost my job due to COVID, but I don't want to turn back what I know I can do
Hmm.
to I want to be successful in life, and I think successful in life is just being happy with what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't you don't have to be famous or anything like that. I just want to be happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I was happy just going to work every day and having a job, and I'm still would be. But when you find something like that
Hmm.
and you're like, wow, because I've had some of these shots put in buildings, downtown at Ballpark Village. They
Yeah.
had some of the new building. They had like 14 of my shots put in there.
Yeah.
I'm like just thinking to myself, man, that'd be really cool if I could just do that for a living.
Yeah.
Just take really, really awesome local photography photos and then market them to certain companies, and they would want it in their building, and that would lead to being in this building, and
Yeah.
then the customers would want it in their homes. I just envision it being that easy, but it ain't. It's not that easy, and
No.
I find like I'm trying to think of like the bigger picture, you
But that's
know.
a part of it, right, dude? Like you have to envision it. Like you
Hmm.
have to see it as if it's already happened. You have
Yeah,
to
I did that a
feel
while
it.
back. I envisioned my page almost being like a YouTube page where people would just go there to see this content because
Yeah.
it's that good.
Yeah.
And I needed to get to that level. I
Yeah.
think I started when I first started, I was like this. I saw someone doing a project on one of their pictures. I was like, project. Maybe I'll start doing projects for myself. So the whole year I did each month I started a project, the art of water. I called the first one,
Oh,
and then
cool.
the art of the leaf, and then I made up the art of black and light, and then I just went on and on and on. The art of
Oh,
the prop, and so by the time the end of the year came, I felt like I mastered I got a really good knowledge base. You know,
yes.
I got the details, the basics down on this particular camera that I owned on what I want or what I can do with this, that, and the other. Hmm.
Right. Dude, your approach to photography, it really reminds me of like the way I view like doing jujitsu.
Yeah.
Like because for me, like when I talk about like doing jujitsu, it's like this ever evolving puzzle, and it's like you think you know something, like you think you know a move, you think you know a position, but like the more you do it, the more you look at it, you see it in different ways. Like all of a sudden, like different things come open to you. You have these different possibilities.
Yeah.
It's like you have to suck at it at the beginning and kind of lay this foundation. So like you know how to do it bad, and then you can get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit
You
better.
got to be comfortable on your back a lot in jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
Well, the same thing with what I'm doing. I got to be comfortable on the ground near
Yep.
like the extreme
You put
things.
yourself in very uncomfortable positions.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure.
you got to not care what people think about you. And
Yeah.
I feel like jiu-jitsu is kind of the same way. You got a guy all over you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? Wrapped around you like
Yeah.
a snake. And
But
you got to stay calm, cool, and collective to get out
100%.
of it or to get him back into
Yep.
a different submission.
Yeah, 100%. And then like when I just think about like you're just a little bit ago you're talking about like how you can look at the arch and just like if I look at it this angle or this angle or this angle, like how can I just get a different shot on it?
Yeah.
Like I can just really relate to that because you're just constantly racking your brain to find a new solution
Yes.
to this problem, if
Yes,
you will.
that's exactly how I look at it. I mean, I really like, how can I really, like a Rubik's Cube, how can I figure this out in a different way? And what are people not doing?
Yeah.
Like I see what they are, like you can walk up to the arch and you're automatically in awe. And the reason why I say the arch so much is because it's the staple of the city. And
100%.
I feel like people got generic with it. They felt like it was generic or
Yeah.
tacky to do another arch pick. So I wanted to flip that on. I wanted to flip the whole narrative. I wanted it to be the narrative.
Okay.
And literally every shot is going to be correlated to the arch. If it ain't the arch, I'm going to put an arch in it. I'm going to find another arch
Somewhere.
in nature
Hmm.
or in another piece of architecture.
Yeah.
And if I'm not finding the arch in it, then I'm looking for the angle. And now I'm looking for like just light angles. And that's how like architecturally I look at things like where like just the light hitting off of a tree. It shows all this. It shows all of the makings of it.
Yeah, you get the
Outlines.
silhouette.
Yeah. So if the lights hit the sunlight's hitting the tree right here, you see the lighted part, but behind it you see the darker edges.
Right.
All those little things I notice, and I
Mhm.
kind of try to like architecturally put it into the photo. I don't know, man. I can't really describe it.
I think you're doing a great job
It's just a
describing it.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's really a feeling.
You know it like when you see it, it
Yeah,
makes
and
you feel a certain
okay,
way.
there it is. I want to show it off because it's showing off to me.
Okay.
So nature constantly showing off to me. So what do I got to do to show off to him? Is what or her.
Yeah.
I really do. I got to give it my all, and give it my all is just like it's not just click.
Yeah.
I got to sit here and think about like, and not only that, you can't always just think about what can I do. You will also want to capture what's going on around you,
Mhm.
because certain times there could be a person walking by at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
They'll make that shot.
That can tell a story in itself.
Yeah, it's the composition. So like, I'll have a perfect shot, but it just needs somebody walking by.
Mm.
And sometimes I won't get it, and I'm like, okay, I'm putting myself in the photo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll
Set
put
it on a timer.
I'll put it on my. Take my bag off or something. I don't even carry a tripod with me.
Really?
Yeah. I'll take a pack of. I smoke cigarettes. I'll put it under my cigarettes, or I'll bundle up my strap and I'll put it underneath my strap.
Yeah.
All kinds of different little things I do. I mean, I don't necessarily.
Dude, you're creative as hell.
Oh, I try to be, just with what I have.
Yeah.
I feel like if people do that more often, the sky's the limit.
Dude, that's how. So I mean, I kind of come from the perspective of like the way my mind works is like usually towards like entrepreneurship and different things like that. So like that resourcefulness, whether it's in art or entrepreneurship or anything, I feel like that is just the key. Like, it's like one of the keys to success because it's like a person who has every resource in the world, so they never have to figure it out. It's just because like they always have money or whatever the case may be, and like
Right.
it's easy just to blow it and take it for granted. But that person who has to really like work for it,
Yep.
who has to like figure out that creative way to make it work, you're just leaps and bounds ahead of that other person.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
It's just it's crucial to the process.
it's
I
crucial
feel.
to everybody's different and it works differently for everybody.
Yeah.
But in my instance, if I would have picked up the best camera, I would have never have gotten to where I've been at now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I feel like every little thing that happened along the way led me to this particular moment, and you got to make the best of it, man.
Right.
And like you were saying, like with drone photography, I find that that's like my new. I'm really competitive. I'm super competitive. I want to be.
You've always been like that.
Yeah, with everything, with every job, I've always wanted to be the fastest at this. I want to do the.
That's how you cut your finger off.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, that's exactly how I cut my finger off, and they sewed it right back on.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's. I feel like I that's like my only competition, is a drone, and like.
A drone's your only competition right now?
Yeah, I feel like these little things that people buy and fly up in the air.
They're pretty inexpensive these days.
Yeah, and I don't want to go out and buy one just because everybody else got. See, that's what I don't want to.
But do you ever think about like what you could create with one?
Yeah, but I also think about what I'll stop doing. I'll stop doing what I love to do.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's certain things that like portraits and stuff like that. I did start dabbling in it. There was a model or two that contacted me and wanted me to take their pictures. I thought I did a great job. So a lot of them got featured on other pages and stuff like that, but I don't want to do it.
Portrait photos aren't your thing.
No, I just don't want to work. I don't want to work with, I don't work good with other people. I work great alone, and I always did it with other jobs. So like, just stick me over there, dude, and tell me what I got to do. If it's 50, 100, whatever I got to do, tell me what I got to do, and I'll do it quicker than anybody.
Okay.
Just get me out of the way from the area.
Just give you a task and let you take care of it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of feel like with the camera. I'm like, just get me in the woods. Just get me somewhere,
Yeah.
and I'll be great.
So you don't ever foresee yourself maybe trying to get a different camera, or do you see yourself upgrading to like a different camera, or maybe like a DSLR or anything like that? You ever see yourself doing that?
I see myself upgrading to a better Canon, like the same type of camera.
Like another point and shoot?
Yeah, well,
because they make really good point and shoots.
Yeah, they do.
There's a lot of different models.
Yeah, yeah. It takes money too. Like those things are expensive. And
dude, it adds up, bro.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to make the most of what I got. And that thing the camera I got has 20 megapixels.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the newer cameras that are more expensive than mine have about the same megapixel.
Yeah, it's not that you need another camera. I'm just curious.
No, yeah, I have thought about it, but it's just like, what can I do? How far can this little thing take me?
Yeah.
And I think it makes the story better.
100%.
It's like, what? That's what you're doing with that thing?
Well, because
they're like, what are you doing?
It's not the equipment, it's the person.
Yeah, yeah. It really is.
It really is.
Definitely is. It's expression. That's how I look at it. I'm like, that's how I felt like when I first started seeing pictures around St. Louis. I'm like, what are these people doing with their cameras? Like, you're out there, but you're not like, and that's just me being judgmental about the picture, because I was kind of aggravated with myself. Like, you're aggravated with yourself. You're not out there doing your thing, so you're judging this person's photo. It could have been just fine. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. But I was just like, man, you really can stretch your mind with this.
Yeah.
And
so that drives you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Dude, I can dig it. Like, whenever you commented on that video, whenever I was talking about how you can never like really reach your full potential, because like as you get better, like your potential gets better. So it's like, as I'm sitting here talking to you, like it's really helping me like understand, because like that seemed to like really like, dude, I live by that. Like it's so hard for me to like ever like be happy with like the things I'm doing, because it's like, if I do well, then I feel like I'm supposed to do well, and if I don't do well, I always feel like I can do better. So I'm always just trying to do better.
Yeah.
It's like I don't ever really like celebrate the successes.
Yes.
So like that's kind of what drives that mentality of mine, where it's just like I don't feel like you can ever truly reach your potential. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always improving, and then that new level is like you're always pushing for that new level.
Yeah,
so it's
as soon as you get to, like I said, my big picture is I want my images portrayed like at the Science Center with music behind it.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Almost maybe in 3D, throwing them at your face and really telling a story about and maybe even having me speak along with it. I don't know. I really think of it as like a big attraction, and throwing music behind the photos, because I think music really, I'm always listening to music while I'm taking pictures, and like sometimes I listen to Beethoven or Mozart while I'm downtown.
Really?
and it will make you look at things totally differently, man.
That's
You don't even
interesting.
have to be in. I'm not even into that music.
But it's like a soundtrack to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it puts you in the.
Yeah, it puts me in that little creative mode. And not all the time I listen to Mozart and Beethoven. There's a lot of different music I listen to, but it really gets me going.
Just see how you feel.
Yeah, you could take that feeling and then portray it through the image.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Bro, you ever worried about being over on the east side taking these shots?
Occasionally on that riverfront though, it's bare.
Is it?
Yeah, like you go across these railroad tracks and across the big flood wall, and behind that is a bunch of barges.
Okay.
So and where I'm parking at is near Casino Queen
Mm-hmm.
and Malcolm Memorial Park. So it's not even a bad area. Once you go around the corner.
Yeah.
Once you go around the corner and turn left or right and around any area,
It doesn't take much.
yeah, you're not wanting to go down there. There's a lot of people who are like, hey, have you hit that building on the east side, St. Louis? It's like the tallest one. It's abandoned. I'm like, you ain't catching me in no abandoned building, man.
You gotta be smart, bro.
I'm not doing it. I'm just like, I got a kid at home.
Yeah.
I care about me.
So I got shit to do today. I am not trying to get
Yeah.
get shot.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Well, I'm trying to be as creative as I can possible without having to do the normal things that people are trying to do to get creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's go into this building that no one's ever been in, and try to see some old. I don't know. I just don't get my jollies off on trying to be dangerous.
Yeah.
My dangerous is getting right in the water.
Yeah. I mean,
That's my kind of dangerous.
I mean, it's all relative,
or
right?
Climbing
Because
a tree.
you fall out that bitch. That
Yeah,
would
yeah,
suck.
yeah. I climbed a tree the other day, and I like hung on by my arm, but I didn't really expect the momentum, and I drug this whole arm across the bark, and I get down, I'm like,
Ouch.
oh, I chewed this whole
Ooh.
arm up,
Oh,
man.
that sucks,
And
dude.
I was like, I had not climbed a tree in for I don't know how long, but I was trying to get a different look.
Dude, you're staying active.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you an active guy in general?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I don't do too much workouts, but I don't need to.
You're just out,
I'm
just moving all
I'm
the time.
constantly walking.
Yeah.
Constantly.
You ever see how many steps a day you get?
Nope.
No, you never
Don't even
check
care. No.
it. Why would you?
Well, I know when I get lazy. I know how to motivate myself.
Yeah.
So
How do you do that?
well, it's just like talking to yourself. It's perception.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing right now? Are you doing anything? Like watching this YouTube video, like, is it really doing anything for you?
Yeah.
Like those times, like, could I be actually editing this photo while watching this YouTube video?
Mm-hmm.
Like even with this stuff, like how many different things can I do in one day in this just one area? Like I'm limited to like where I'm at on the east side of the river. Say I'm in the woods. I'm limited to what I have with the camera. I'm limited to where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Mo Bottoms Road or wherever
Mm-hmm.
wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm limited.
Yep.
I can't just take a freaking jet to T1,
Yep.
Malibu or Miami or
Yep.
New York, or I don't do any of that stuff. So I'm limited to what I got, and it's already beautiful. You just got to find it and then make it creative.
Yeah. That's where that perception's coming in, right?
Yeah.
So you're having this self-talk, this positive self-talk, like you're
Mm-hmm.
framing things. You're like you could be doing something more, you could be doing something better, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like when you are in a situation, it's like, what's the most I can get out of this situation?
Yeah,
with
exactly.
The little bit that I have.
Yeah, I'm always telling myself, "What are you doing right now, Adam? Like, what are you doing?" I've always said, that. Or like if some bad thought is coming into my head, I said, "Do not talk to me like that."
Mm.
And it literally, I heard it from somebody one time. They said, "Don't talk to me like that." Whenever I have a bad thought, they say, "Don't talk to me like that," and it just goes away. And I started doing it, and shit you not, it works.
Bro,
It works to the
that's
very-
power. I'm
it's
gonna
powerful.
start trying that
It's
because
very powerful.
negative self-talk is like I'm always just like, Adam, you're slacking.
Mhm.
Like I'm just like I'm so hard on myself, like in a way that I would probably never be hard on another person. Or it's just like you would never speak to another person probably the way you speak to yourself oftentimes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why are you so mean to yourself? It's like, oh, you hear my dog over there? She's just
Right.
yeah, dude, it's like you gotta have more positive self-talk. And you shouldn't talk negative to yourself.
Mhm. And the name Adam is adamant. Just being adamant about something is good. Like finding
Yeah.
a passion in life for just it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a video game, but just finding a passion and then taking that passion and doing something with it. I find it is like the key to success or the key to being happy or
Yeah.
to any hobby. You really got to want it. You really got to have passion for it or it's just going to be just something you do.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to get here real fast. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We are rocking and rolling again, Adam.
Right on.
All right. Thank you about that. Sorry, dude. Sorry
All
about that.
good.
Thank you.
All
Yeah.
good.
I had to take care of the little doggy. But dude, thanks for signing that picture. So what I was about to say is I'm slowly like the ultimate goal is to like have a legitimate studio, like Joe Rogan style studio, right?
That'd be
Like,
really nice.
yeah, dude, like a place to come and
That'd
like
be really nice.
be a hangout spot. Like I would
Right.
really love to have this be more of like a like turn it into more of a hangout, right? Like the best I can when it's appropriate and it's like I'm like collecting different things and like having people like I sat down with the guy yesterday. His name's Dr. Aaron Horschig, and he's written a couple books, so I had him sign my books. Like I'm gonna have all these
Awesome.
things like in the studio.
Yeah, right.
So it's like fucking so cool.
All
like
things along the way.
yeah, dude, exactly. Just like put it together. Like I think the very first gift I got, a guy gave me a drinking horn
Nice.
from like a Renaissance fair. So and like we just ended up like drinking mead out of it the whole episode. So it's just like I'm just like collecting these little things along the way, just
Yes.
like how the journey goes, dude. It's all a
Yes.
journey, man.
That's how I look at with that. I made well the first thing I made was like this list of Fox 2 News had a list of 10 Instagrammers you should follow on Instagram, and that was like 4 or 5 years back, and they don't do it no more. At least I don't know that they do. But either way, I was on number one. I don't know if they did it alphabetical order or if they had me on number one, but my name was number one,
That's
Adam
sick.
Wayne Arch, and it had my like one of my awesome hand in the water pictures towards the arch.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was like, "Oh, that's my favorite passionate picture." They used that image, and it was kind of cool. My name is my handle, so Adam Wayne Arch. They knew how to find me pretty easily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't look at my name and say like, some of the guys' names are like Shutter Nut or
Yeah.
Second Try was one of the guys or STL and above. Like they have a cool name,
Yeah.
but I think it benefited me that it was just Adam Wayne Arch.
I think so, especially because you're trying to build like your personal brand.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It helps to recognize you more.
Yeah, right. And so I made that list, and then like maybe a year later, I made some intern from Explore St. Louis, the magazine, the company recommended to an intern that worked at St. Louis Post-Dispatch to my photography, and they put my like. They did a story about 3 Instagrammers getting the perfect shot.
Yeah.
And I was one of them.
Uh,
And that was pretty cool. So I got the newspaper. And like all
That's
those
cool,
little
dude.
items, you know what I'm saying? I got them. I don't have them on the wall yet or anything like that. I have a man cave, but now it's in like disarray with like all the stuff that we have. We've just been piling it up and then, it just gets out of hand. The garage.
Eventually you
It's
organize
in my
it.
garage, right. So, but like I said, I want to get like each piece along the way. The newspaper that I was in, like I was just recently in a Gateway Arch magazine, so I want to put that on the wall.
Yeah.
I got the brick. I found a couple of bricks that say St. Louis on the east side. I want to put those because they had the brick shot in the newspaper.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I want to put that
Not in the
brick.
newspaper. I saw the brick shot. though.
Yeah, but
Oh no. Actually, I did see that article.
okay, so yeah, so I've done.
Is that the one in your? That you
Yeah,
have
that
linked?
was the older shot, and I had found that brick that day. And I went back, maybe like a year later, and found another brick and did another shot.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 2 different versions of it.
Oh, okay.
2 different bricks too.
Great shot.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a cool find too. The brick that says AB, so Anheuser Busch,
Busch.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get no more St. Louis than that,
No, not at all.
right? So it's
Dude,
like
that's so awesome.
I almost wanted to throw it in the water and get the splash of the brick, but then I'm like, I'm wasting this nice ass brick. You cannot find those like intact bricks over there.
No, you could probably actually. I'm sure that's actually probably worth something to the right collector.
Probably. And there was one guy that said, "Oh, you could find those all over in like upstate Ohio or something."
Really?
I don't know how.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I really don't know how.
Maybe there's like a plant or something.
Yeah,
over
maybe
there.
it's something like that.
But I think St. Louis was like we had a big brick manufacturer here.
Yeah,
So I would be surprised.
cobblestone streets everywhere, right?
So I'd be really surprised if we like brought bricks in from somewhere else, but you never know. Who knows?
Yep.
So before we took that little break there, like we were kind of talking about like success. And,
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's easy to to maybe classify success as just like the economic piece of it. Like, are you making money so you're successful? But like, it's much more than that, right?
Oh,
Like,
for sure, yeah. What, and you gotta be able to know that you're actually like you can tell with the comments like great job. You know what I'm saying? Like those things are great, but like once you get a compliment like your photography literally lights up my day every single day.
oh,
Or someone said, I write music to your pictures.
oh wow,
And there's like, I was like, what?
that's amazing.
Yeah, there's so many different like ones, and you're like, that is success right there. Like if you're inspiring somebody else, like I got
Yeah,
inspired. I don't know what really truly inspired me. Maybe it was just nature itself.
yeah,
I don't know if it was a picture I saw one day that I wanted to take pictures, but I know it was nature itself, the way I was looking at it, the way I was seeing it, the way it was coming at me, that that I needed to capture that, what I was seeing. I needed to find something that let me share what I was seeing.
yeah,
Because I don't think anybody's seeing well, not anybody, but no one that I'm looking at around me is
Yeah.
looking at this damn tree like I'm looking at it.
yeah.
I'm looking at this tree like it's the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I've probably seen this tree 100 times.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah,
Like everything seems like a trip to me
yeah.
if you pay attention long enough
Mm-hmm.
and you want to absorb it. And it's easy to do with the camera, and you got some kind of artistic, creative ability. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
didn't think I ever had one. My dad played bass guitar and stuff like that. You know, I never had abilities. You know, I was fast, I was hardworking, but not until I was 30 years old I picked up a camera and thought I was and found out I was good at it.
Yeah.
Or and made myself good at it too. You have to make yourself good at
Right.
something. I just didn't pick it up and like I obviously had the inspiration and
Right.
somewhat of the talent to do so.
Right. You had a draw and a drive to be
Yeah.
better at it, right?
Like I said, I've started those projects for myself to get better at water photography,
Mhm.
better at black and white. And that passion combined with that,
Yeah.
combined with just being steady and don't ever give up.
Yeah.
This sounds so freaking cheesy, but dude, holy shit, man.
Dude, it's true, man. Like, again, I always kind of like, just from my perspective, I relate a lot of things back to like jujitsu because that's really my life. But like,
Right.
when you went into those projects, you're like, I'm only going to focus on this one thing, and then I'm only going to shoot this one thing, and then this one thing. Like, that's like the same process I do at jujitsu, dude. There's been times where like these next 3 months, I'm only going to do butterfly guard, or these next 3 months, I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to do. There's been like 6 months where I've only really worked like a couple positions because like I'm just trying to master this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like conceptually, it's the same thing, right? It's
Yeah.
like you're just trying to master the craft in every facet.
Yeah, and then you try to put your own spin on it, I'm sure.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
yeah, because you're not trying to copy anything, but you're trying to set a foundation
Yeah.
and then build on it.
Yeah. You watch a lot of UFC?
Not so much these days.
No.
You'd be surprised. Like I'm not like I
Yeah,
used
just
to.
because you're into jiu-jitsu doesn't mean you watch
Like I used to
UFC.
be. Yeah, I'm not really into watching sports. Like I can appreciate it, but no, not really.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, there's this
Are you?
Oliveira.
You-
Yeah, I love UFC.
Okay.
I'm into that crap. Like,
I mean, I can
no
talk
other.
about it.
No, it's just like there's this guy named Oliveira that's fighting for the title against Michael Chandler this weekend.
yeah,
And
yeah. Savage.
Oliveira, dude, that dude.
What's his name? Charles, right?
Charles Oliveira, that's
Fucking
right.
savage,
My
bro. Dude,
gosh.
that's gonna be a great fight. See, like I keep up enough to know what's going on.
Right,
It's
right.
just like when these things are coming on, I'm not like planning around to go watch it.
I feel
But
it.
those
dude.
guys are savages, dude. Those are both
I
phenomenal.
relate
fighters.
to you when you say that though, because like I used to be a diehard Cardinals fan.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot watch a baseball game or even want to go to a baseball game anymore. I don't even watch TV anymore.
Yeah,
I don't. There's so many things I don't do since I picked up the camera and started taking pictures.
because that's where all your just time and just energy is.
Yeah,
just,
if it ain't spending time with my daughter, it's that.
yeah.
And if it ain't that, then occasionally I'll watch some YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But if it ain't that, it's
Yeah.
that.
Well,
It's-
dude,
and I'm always thinking about it.
I love the fact that you said you picked this up at 30, right? Like up until then, you didn't feel like you
Yeah.
really because like man, like I feel like a lot of kids today or just people in general, you feel as if you need to have it all figured out very early in
Right.
life.
Yeah.
You know, kids are told, what do you want to do for college? What do you want to study? What career do you want to be? You know what I mean? And your brain's not fully developed until you're like 25 or 26.
Exactly.
And yeah, and just because you maybe find something interesting early in life is fucking long, dude. And the weird thing is when you're young, it feels like it's going to be forever. You know what I mean? Like when you're 20, it's hard to have the perspective of how long
Yes,
life is. But like once you start hitting 30 and then
hmm
getting closer to 40, like that completely shifts. It's really weird, man.
it is. It is.
It's
I don't feel anywhere near 38, but like I clearly could have. Like I don't think I could have done this though in my 20s.
probably not. You had, maybe didn't have the life experience
I
or just
didn't.
the
Yeah, I would have been way too worried about partying, girls, and
exactly.
that's what I was worried about was partying and girls and making money to have fun partying with
hmm
girls.
hmm
That's really all I cared about in my 20s.
But you reached a point to where it's like, all right, now you found this thing that interests you, and it became a passion, and it's like a driver now.
Yeah, I don't even think about a lot of things that I used to think about just because of that. It is the driving force to.
Exactly.
I think that has a lot to do with if you're. I'm almost manifesting things, man.
100% you are,
If
dude.
you're thinking about it,
You're visualizing and
yeah.
you're acting, and things are coming to
Well,
fruition.
there was this one time I standing in front of. It was like on the east side, and I standing in front of this the water wall, the flood wall.
Okay.
So there's the big break in it where I actually walk through where the trains come through.
Uh huh.
I'm standing right there. I put my camera on a bag or something. I just wanted to be in the cityscape because like I felt like if I portray myself in my mind as like this character that I want to be,
Yeah.
this local this local mythical photographer
The
that
architect.
the architect. Like
Yes.
I envision it like, oh man, there's Adam Wayne. Look, there's a couple people that have recognized me downtown.
Sick.
I was like, holy crap! They're like, hey, Adam Wayne, is that you? I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's how it starts, though, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you have to believe it before anybody else will,
Yes,
dude.
right, exactly. So I was standing in front of the shot, and I captioned it that day when I took the picture in black and white. I go, just add me to the cityscape, please. And I was totally being egoish, and but I felt it, like just and the reason why I felt it because I kind of looked like a silhouette of the building. So it was black and white, and it
Yeah.
was the back of me. So all you saw was my silhouette,
Right.
and then
It
each
kinda
silhouette of the
blend with the
buildings.
buildings.
Yeah, and it blended it in. And literally, it was before Ballpark Village was even built, or it was being built at the time.
Okay.
So it was being built at the time. And literally, where I'm standing is where that building is, where my 14 shots are in.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, so add me to the cityscape, please. And if you take me out of that picture, and then you put the building in it, and then you put my images in that building, I am literally
in the cityscape. Wow.
So I manifested that, man.
That's
It's
sick,
deep.
dude. Yeah.
I don't feel like me telling you the story. I get goosebumps me telling it because I feel like it's that real.
For 100%,
And-
dude. It
and-
is that
if
real.
if it is that real, then your mind is so powerful, dude.
The most powerful thing
It really
that
is.
we can tap into.
And because like I had anxiety attacks in my 20s, like in my late 20s, and I had to stop smoking for a while because I didn't know what it was. I was like, so this was not making it any easier. I was actually getting more anxiety when I was smoke, which was actually like this was my outlet.
Yeah, it
It
happens,
made me
though.
mad.
It happens to some
Yeah,
people.
so and I found out it was just mental. I was depressed. I was thinking about death. I was thinking about this, that, and the other. I was thinking
Yeah.
about all the bad things I've done. And
It happens.
once I found that and found out I was good at it and I could actually share it with people and people like it, man, that's whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody needs that, and it's hard to find. It's like it's
It
going to be
is.
different for everybody.
It
could
really
be
is.
it could be gardening for one person. It could be jiu-jitsu for you. And what you do with it and how it makes you feel is what matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't like I used to think when I stopped watching baseball, how can they just sit there and watch baseball and do nothing? But like that's what I used to like to do and drink beer. So what makes that not a bad thing? It doesn't. As long as it makes you happy.
To each their own, man. Like we're all living our own journey.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it makes you happy and you're fulfilled and you don't
Right.
drink yourself to oblivion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or just get super depressed. Just find something that takes your mind away from those things.
That's not like escaping in a harmful way. Like ideally,
Yes.
right? You don't want anybody to harm themselves.
Yes, this is my escape. The only escape I've ever had that's not got me in any trouble.
it's
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
actually like it's adding to life in a major way.
Yeah. I'm constantly looking at that picture because it's right there. But that's how.
Dude, it's an awesome. See, so you're like you love your work.
Oh
you
my
should.
God! Like that's. I think everybody should do that. Like they're like, who's your favorite? Like, so they'll ask the musician, like, who's your favorite?
Who's your inspiration?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I am my own inspiration.
Okay.
I gotta beat me every day. I literally gotta find
It's
out
you
how.
versus you, man.
Yeah, I gotta find out like how am I gonna beat that shot? Because that shot right there is freaking sick.
That's a fire
like,
shot
how
right
can I
there.
freaking beat that? Oh, I can do it.
Dude,
I
I just love the drops.
Yeah, like, and there's so many different ways to do a splash shot. Like, you think that it's just like, oh yeah, he threw a rock in there, but dude, I wanted it to be all encompassing. I wanted the splash to be here and here, but yet you could see the arch. But yet I wanted to be water here.
Yeah.
But this has to be clear here.
Get the sun here.
Yeah,
Coming down.
the water. It's all detailed. Man.
Yeah.
It's all detailed.
And I like when I turn it, how like when the light hits it.
You're right.
Oh, dude, that's so fucking sick.
The only thing I was griping at the guy because the machine makes these little marks on the thing. I'm like, shouldn't be there, man.
Yeah, you're
He's
like, that's not a part of the photo.
He goes, I'll make it again, but I don't know if I could take it away. I'm like, hey man, make it again. And I came back and it was still there. I'm like, oh, just go ahead and take it, because I usually don't deal with that with the diversified labs I go to.
Yeah,
it's a high gloss metal print. I don't
Yeah.
ever have that on there.
Right, which would make sense. Like you're a little bit in a hurry on this one.
Yeah.
I appreciate this.
Well, I didn't want.
so much.
I
dude.
don't really.
This is so rad.
I really didn't want to not give you anything because I feel like this is what you're doing for me. You're allowing me on your show. You're giving me a time to speak. I feel like that at least I could do is try to give you a print.
Dude, thank you. So you know, honestly, man, it's like I said at the beginning, but it's literally the best thing about social media, because social media is like a double-edged sword, right? It can totally be this it's like this beast that's never satisfied. You know what I mean?
True.
It can be all consuming and
It's so true.
It's like comparison is the thief of joy. You can fuck around and get on there and just start looking at other people's things and just be like, oh, my
Yes.
stuff. It can be a very bad thing.
That's another reason why I don't look at other pictures, because I don't want to be. I got to places where I was like, oh, I'm never gonna be as good as that, or I'm never gonna do that.
And you'll talk
How
yourself
can I
out
ever do
of-
that if I'm here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was like, no, Adam, you're going to find a way, and you're going to do it good. And that's how I convinced myself. I
Yeah.
convinced myself, where are you? You're actually in St. Louis, which there is no other city with an arch.
We have great
There's no
architecture
there's no other city with this, that, and the other. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and if you don't have this, that, and the other, what is right in front of you? This tree? Well, this tree looks beautiful. It's showing off to you. What are you going to do for it?
here. Right.
And that's with a piece of grass or a leaf, whatever the image I'm doing. I'm looking at it like I am the only person ever to take a picture of this particular piece of grass or particular leaf.
Yeah.
No one ever is going to take a picture of this one leaf. I'm going to
That's
set
true.
it back down. I'm going to walk away, and no one's ever going to look at that leaf again,
You're right.
besides in this photo.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it lives to see another day. Or
That's true.
if I prospectively think like that in each shot, as far as like, those kind of shots, I feel like it portrays through the photo.
Yeah.
Like I feel it when I look at it. I know my feeling that I had it. Hopefully, if I have it, somebody else can have the same kind of feeling.
Dude, see, like that's the thing about, like you're trying to pass along, like the good feelings that you get, right? Like the inspiration that you draw from these things.
Yeah, and
right?
if it don't, it's disappointing.
But it's like that's what it does get conveyed in your work, though, right? Like
Yeah, it does, and it doesn't. Like you'll have days where you're like, man, I cannot portray what I'm saying.
yeah,
It makes me mad.
frustrating.
Yeah, there's certain days where you just don't have it. You feel it.
But you got to have those bad days
You do
because
You
that's
do.
how you get to the good ones.
Yep, and I feel like some of these instances where I'm in, like, oh man, I made this right turn. Now I got to turn all the way around, or whatever the case may be. It led me to be right there.
Right.
I would never have been right here if I didn't get stopped by this cop or something that pulled me over. Or
Yeah.
a dog started barking, and I looked at him. Now I'm here 2 seconds later. All these little things. I know it sounds like I'm high right now saying that, but literally, that's how you have to look at life.
No, I do. Oh, that actually takes me back to my point. So it's like when you commented on my so it's like I looked at your page. I'm like, man, all these fucking photos are sick. It was cool because like I came across your page because I just recently had a guest, Max Price, who's a comedian.
Yeah, he gave me free tickets probably about 2 years ago.
Really?
To a show.
Super cool dude. So it's like
Super cool guy.
he like turned and I was like, dude, I just love your fucking work. I'm going through your things and I loved it. So it's like I just followed you because I just wanted to follow you, and then like then you commented on my thing. I'm like, if this isn't like the universe,
Your
like,
name's Adam. My name's Adam.
dude, you know what I mean? So it's just like if you just look at if you just look at the pieces that are put in front of you, because it's easy to ignore them.
I felt like I already knew you when you started talking to me. It was kind of weird.
Right? So it's just like
It ain't
whatever.
like we're friends or anything, but I was saying
It's
I
first
felt
time
like
meeting.
first time ever meeting or ever talking.
So it's just like for me, I'm just like, man, like there's something here. Like we just made this connection on social media. So it's
Yep.
like I would love to sit down with this guy because like you clearly have this passion, this drive, right? And it's
Yeah.
like I wanted to learn more about like what is your passion? What is your drive? Like what is that thing? But it's just like there isn't my point is that like it's like what brought us together online was like the universe. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's that energy, it's that intention, right? It's like you're taking photos, you're doing your thing, like I'm like doing the podcast, like I'm doing my thing, like we're living intentionally and putting in work, and then like whatever reason, like our paths just crossed, and like the energy was there.
Yeah, yeah. You're soaking it all up, dude. You get to talk to. You're talking to every
I try.
form of life.
I try.
Yeah, lately you have too. So I noticed that like you talked to the one lady I saw a picture of.
Yeah, Jessie Strawham.
Yeah,
dude.
I saw her story too. That
Super
was
cool chick,
pretty
man.
cool.
Yeah, I'm dropping her podcast on Monday.
Yeah, and then the cook that you just had on recently, and then the comedian.
Yeah. So
No, the owner of of those restaurants. I'm sorry.
yeah, I had Quitron. He owns a couple restaurants. So, dude, some of my favorite people. So, two of my favorite type of people to talk to. One are creatives, like photographers and videographers. Some of my favorite people to talk to and connect with, and then more so is just like refs, chefs, and like restaurateurs
They
and
got
stuff
all
like
cool
that.
stories, don't they?
Dude, they're just such cool people, man. Like I feel like that industry is like the industry of misfits. So it's like
Yes.
you just get all these just super cool like hospital people, like hospital. I don't know.
Hospitality.
Yeah, they're in the hospitality. So they're
Yeah.
like just super cool people I found, and I just
True.
really connect with those people for some reason.
Yeah, like he reminded me of like all the employees I worked with in whenever I worked in restaurant. I worked at Cecil Whitaker's for like 6 years.
Oh, really?
I managed
Bro,
the
that's my
store and
favorite
stuff.
pizza.
Yeah, well, I used to make the sauce like in these big, gigantic cauldrons. I used to make homemade pizza sauce for Cecil Whitaker's. Yeah, I used to do all of it, man. Sandwiches, salads, sliced the meat. I mean, I didn't know how much homemade Cecil Whitaker's is, but it literally, I sliced all the veggies, I sliced all the meats, and grind the cheese,
Really?
made the sauce.
Wow.
I didn't know that Cecil Whitaker's was that authentic, but it is. It's more than Emos. Emos
Really?
is way more trade. Emos is great. Emos
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're like a fan of mine.
Dude, I like emos. Honestly.
They gave me a gift card the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I posted a couple pictures of Emos like of their building, and they gave me a $50 gift card. I was
Nice.
like, thank you, Emos.
Dude, we're in a time where it's like you can truly create opportunities. Like you can just like go do like advertising shots for anybody
Yeah.
you don't have to ask for permission. You can just start creating these shots and then people will just start paying you for it, or you'll get gift cards, or
Yeah.
you'll get more exposure because then they'll share your shit.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
what I did last year. Every year was kind of a different goal.
Yeah.
And last year, if was it last year? No, not 2020. 2019. 2019, I was trying to go for as many local features that I could possibly get.
it's not a bad move.
And I literally got like 178.
Dang, dude. You were working.
But yeah, I mean, I have like 9,000 posts though. But like they're quality. Like,
Yeah. Dude, some days you'll post like 10 photos I've seen.
Yeah, I really sporadically do it. I don't try to be consistent because then everybody just knows what you're going to do every day. I like to I like to have something there every day, but some days I like to you know what I like to do? Get my work on the computer so I get out there again. If
Just,
I
like,
don't,
dump it and then
if I sit on some of these images I have, then it won't get me back out there to go take more. So
Okay.
once I share them, then it forces me to be out there and be more creative.
It's like you got to keep the pipeline full.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You're constantly working. to
Yeah,
do that.
so then I'm looking at like, what did I do? Okay, I could do something better there.
Yeah.
I could definitely do better there.
Yeah.
Let's go back there and let's see what we can do.
Are there any other areas in the city you think you might want to explore?
Yeah, I want to do more Union Station,
Okay.
and I want to do more of like the Lafayette Park and Tower Grove. I really want to get good looks of that
Yeah.
area.
We just
and
have
the
so many
homes there.
cool areas.
Yeah,
in the city.
oh my gosh! Like I don't know anything about like the downtown St. Louis. I'm from North County. I'm from Florissant, and I like the only time I ever started going downtown is when I had a job down there,
Okay.
cutting meat at Save a Lot.
Oh, really?
They had me working at Save a Lot off of Jackson. It was near Botanical Gardens.
Okay, down the south side.
Yeah. So it was like Jefferson. It was off Jefferson.
Okay. Yep.
So it was like a brand new store. Either way, I didn't start going downtown until I started working down there. And then the more, I think that's what benefited me. It's like
It's like a new experience for you.
Yeah, I'm like a tourist in my own city.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like expressing how excited I am about this building that's been here forever. Everybody's like,
It's new to you.
yeah, like, and then they'll comment like, dude, I walk by that building every single day to work, and I've never seen it like that. And I'm like, how did you never see it like that? It's like that right now. Go over there. Like, no, I've never seen it like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm thinking. I'm like, what can I do that no one else is going to do? And if I'm doing it, or not no one else, but like, how can I be as creative? Where can I stand? You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be thought out.
Yeah.
I try to think everything out, and if it ain't, it's super, like, you're on it. Everything's clicking. You're like, ooh, bam.
Yeah.
Ooh, bam.
You're just seeing inspiration everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And then, it just clicks. Like, literally, it clicks.
Pun intended.
Right, pun intended, man.
Dude, yeah, well, we have a fucking rad-ass city for it, dude. There's just so many cool areas. Like, I love the Grove area.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe a little, maybe you don't care, but like, the Cathedral Basilica?
I just recently saw that building not too long ago.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, I need to take her there.
It's pretty cool looking.
There's a lot of, like, you know what I find? I found these videos on YouTube. It's John Levy is the YouTube page, and he's talking about how all these buildings are way older than they say they are. Because, like, if you think about it, the cathedral was built in like 1800s, right?
Okay.
The architecture of that building is way surpassed some of the buildings they can build now.
Dude.
That goes back to, like, other megalithic structures like the pyramids and Pumapunku and, like, Stonehenge. But, like, some of these buildings downtown are like, there's something off. There's something off. You know, there's something they're not telling us.
Yeah.
I think that, like, there might have been, like, a civilization here before, and we've kind of, like, inherited it.
Really?
Yeah, I really do think that.
Like here in St. Louis or like here on the earth?
Here in St. Louis in particular, and here in North America. So, like, they say us colonials discovered this, that, and the other. I don't think that is it at all.
Yeah.
I think that they're hiding a lot, like the giants and the big freaking mounds. They're not like they're probably buried giants under there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that they leave out in the history books for a reason, because it would totally throw off their control system.
You know what I always wonder about? Like we know more about space than we do, like, the ocean.
Or do we? We only know what they tell us.
That is true. We only know what the fuck we're told, right? But, like, I think about, there used to be, like, all these accounts of, like, sea monsters and stuff by all these fucking, like, old, what's the fuck, sailors.
Yeah.
All these old sailors and stuff, right? So maybe it's them not knowing what the fuck they're talking about. Or we do know dinosaurs existed, and we do know that the ocean is fucking massive. Who is to say what is and isn't out in the ocean? Like, I think about, like, in particular, like, giant squids. Dude, they wash up dead all the time.
Yeah.
They're fucking alive out there.
Yeah.
What else is out there that we don't fucking know?
Right, exactly.
Like,
the most of our Earth is water, and we don't even know the deepest part of our oceans.
that's my point.
Yeah, right,
That's
exactly.
what I'm saying.
You're
Dude.
right.
There's, like, whole caverns down there. There's cave systems.
Yeah,
and
the whole
underground volcanoes.
Yeah.
And dude.
There's the whole hollow Earth theory too, where, like, the Tartarians is what they call it. It's like a civilization called Tartaria. And, like, these people literally went inside the earth at some point, and there's, like, points and spots on this earth where you can get into the middle of the earth, and it's called the hollow earth. And there's, like, water there. It's almost like reversed.
Yeah.
Where there's a natural sunlight coming through somehow. There's waterfalls down there.
Yeah.
Tree life, plant life, and it's beyond my
Yeah. Like in King Kong.
Yeah, just like King Kong. It's just like that. I think they literally put stuff in the movies that is true, but we think it's fiction because they're saying it's fiction.
I think they do that too because it's like desensitization, right?
That's
Like
exactly what it is.
it's I think of it in particular to like aliens,
Mm-hmm.
dude, and also like just like plots that people put into place, dude. Like we act like we were talking about like conspiracies, right? Like we you act like the government isn't capable of like they just always have your best interest in mind, right? It's like, dude, these are just fucking people and they're totally susceptible to like just looking out for themselves and just doing fucked up shit. And
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? It doesn't have to mean like there's this grand conspiracy where there's like thousands of people involved. Maybe it's just like 10 fucking assholes with enough power. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't know what the case is, but like where the fuck was I going with
Well,
that?
to conspire, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? To conspire, and that's what conspiracy is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
too.
dude, like people for sure
And that's not hard to.
plan things, right? So like, well, who's to say that they don't just put these things in movies, right?
Well, yeah,
And then just like, oh, well, that's not
defeats
real.
karma too. It beats karma, wouldn't you think? So like karma is one of those things where like say if you did something bad but you didn't say anything and it somehow bit you in the ass, right?
Yeah,
So I hit this guy's car and I never told him, but then 10 minutes later somebody hit me. That would be karma,
Yeah,
called karma, right?
instant.
And I think that a lot of times they tell us what they're doing to avoid
The karma.
universe's karma.
So they're like
So
they're like
we
admitting.
told you so, and you went ahead and did it anyways.
Yeah,
And so it ain't our fault. We actually told you.
yeah,
We showed you in this movie. Actually, we showed everybody. We showed it to the world,
yeah.
and you all believed it was fake.
That's
that's-
true, man. That's true. I think about that. There was a whole thing. What was it like? Like why did they call it Hollywood? Because it was like they used to have like these wizards and their staffs were made out of Hollywood, and
Hollywood,
that's how they
magic.
like created, magic, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over Hollywood, man. It's got written all over,
That's
like
a
all the bad satanic stuff.
Yeah, that's a crazy fucking town, bro.
Yeah, right.
And the thing is, man, it's like you can try to just say, "Oh, that's conspiracy theory," and just like brush it, but like there are too many fucking coincidences, bro. And like so I'm gonna go down this pedophile route for a second
Yeah.
with Hollywood. Like, think about this: there have been men in power for centuries molesting kids.
Yeah,
Still to this day, like the most recent example would be like the Catholic Church, right?
yeah.
Why do people feel like that's just somehow disappeared? Like, why would you feel like it's just not happening?
Right.
It's happened for thousands of years.
Right.
What do you think Greek and Roman philosophers were doing? Like when you were a high respected philosopher like Socrates or Plato or Aristotle,
Mm-hmm.
and you had understudies, what do you think those guys were doing to their understudies? They're fucking them. That's what they're doing. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, right.
So like guys have been doing these things forever, or like I'm not saying it's right, but what I am saying is there's record of it.
I wonder if they know something
So why
we
do you
don't
just
know.
why would you ignore it?
Right.
Like it doesn't exist.
Right. It's definitely the most wrongest thing you can do is hurt a child and change their whole
It's
life.
fucking
You literally change the person.
horrific.
Yeah, you change the person. If they survive that, you change them forever.
right, which is the argument with like a lot of these
So
child
that
stars
makes
who
it
go
wrong
crazy.
in itself. Like there's no if you could totally wreck their life through doing sexual things to them as a kid,
Yeah,
that's completely wrong.
yeah,
Okay. But wonder if they know something that we don't know, meaning they can do this and they don't worry about it because they know that after this happens. Like so
like they're not worried about death.
yeah.
Oh well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
the
idea,
consequences.
right? Well, I
There's-
think
there's hidden knowledge that the churches hold. I know they do.
for sure.
And I wonder if they know a couple things that we don't that leads them to believe that they can do anything they like and get away with it because they know this, that, and the other, or they have a book of that, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's a good question. I don't know what I mean. Obviously, like you hear a lot of like devil worshiping and different things like in
Yeah.
those circles, and we do have evidence of like them doing crazy fucking rituals and shit like that.
Mhm.
So like, who knows what they're hearing? I know from my perspective, like I'm not a religious person. Like I grew up here in Missouri. Like this is the Bible Belt. Like I grew like my uncle is a Pentecostal preacher to this day.
Your uncle? My grandfather is.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like, but like I don't. I'm not Christian. Like
Yeah.
I don't prescribe to that. Like it was a hard thing for me to accept because it's like growing up in the Bible Belt, like that's just what you're told. Like this is the thing, like this is the way, like this is the idea. So like
Hmm.
when you grow up in that way, it feels almost wrong to like not accept that or to like.
Yeah,
So I for a very long time I went with this battle of I'm a believer, or I'm not, because like it's like you're just doing the thing because it almost seems right to
it's
do,
embedded in
but
you.
it didn't feel right.
Yeah, it did feel. Yep.
So from like psychedelics for me, it kind of helped me get to this place to where like I'm okay just being like, you know what, man, like I believe that there is like a higher energy. You can call it God if you want, you can call it the universe, whatever you want to call it. Like I don't care what you call it. Like I do believe like there's like this higher driving force,
Yeah.
but like I don't really prescribe to like all these rules like around like religion, right? So
Yeah, or even the name itself, or trying to title it.
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's just our own earthly like minds trying to like
Put a word on
make yeah, we're
something.
trying to make sense of it all, right?
Yeah.
But like I realized I had a very intense experience with DMT. It's my very first one actually.
Hmm.
And like with that experience like it came on very fast and like I blasted like off to this other place. And when I'm in this place like I was still me. Like I was 100% there, but not in the physical sense. Like my body wasn't there, but I was.
Right.
And it was a very like terrifying thing. Like the whole experience was very chaotic. It didn't last that long. It was like a 15-minute ride, but like it felt like forever. And whenever I finally did come like back and like I had to like marinate on that for a while. And like I realized with that experience that like I have a body, like I am not my body. So like some people say like you have a soul,
Yeah.
like whatever you want to call it, right? So like this energy, life force, whatever the fuck that name is, like that's what you are. So for me, like I am convinced that when you die, I don't think it's heaven and hell. Like I don't know what it is, but like I know from a number of experiences that like whenever I have gone to this like other dimension, like it's like I am it and it is me. Like there's this connectedness, there's this oneness. Like it's very like accepting and positive and like it's love.
Right.
Addie, you're fine. Come on in. But like it's not like this scary thing. So like having those experiences kind of got me to this place to where it's not like I'm afraid of death. And that's where I think a lot of people like gravitate towards religion and stuff because you need to have
That
that answer or
that's
that
exactly how I feel. As that's what gives me comfort is not putting a label on it and not believing in that book because
yeah.
that book scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
This feeling that I have of all-encompassing creator that there is no set heaven and hell.
Yeah.
That actually I can believe in, and that gives me comfort.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it doesn't
dude.
stress me out.
Yeah,
My
dude.
grandfather spoke in tongue, and you don't know what he's saying
Some
on the
crazy
altar.
shit.
And then my grandmother would touch this person, and she would start shaking like this. And those things, I mean, I believe what they were doing. That was what does it for them. But I don't necessarily believe in that. It doesn't. It really creeps me out if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my grandfather, but like, how do you learn tongue? And I asked this to one day to somebody that he was in that same kind of realm, and he's like, it's just something that kind of channels through you. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that's weird. That's like an exorcism. Like that's like channeling in a spirit into your body.
Yeah, if it wasn't in that context, we might call you a crazy person. But because it's within this religious experience,
And then you
now
got this book in your hand, right?
we accept it.
And that's why they get away with certain things that they do.
Yeah.
Is because of this book and the building that they're in. It's
Yeah.
all a farce to me.
Dude, never mind that the book is like it's been edited and re-edited and
By how many kings and
dude, it comes from multiple sources. It's been translated. It's from hundreds of
And they
it's
have
like hundreds of sources. It's like
revelations.
thousands of years, and there's books that are left out. So it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when you start like acting like this book that was put together by people is just like this. The reason why there's an answer in there for everything is because as it's been edited, people have been putting answers in there for everything.
And it's a great story. There is a lot to learn from it.
You can totally get a message from
Yes,
it.
you can
100%.
cipher a lot out of it. It's not that. It's the actual truth that they're trying to speak to people. That it's not the truth.
Right.
It's really, I think we're burdened by our brains a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like since we have these intelligent brains and we can think a certain way, we can develop a language and we can build things.
Yeah.
I think we burden ourselves a lot by not noticing what life is all about and how beautiful life is.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to go here and do this and do that and make this like animal better, like take mosquitoes away because they're, just weird things that humans will do.
Dude, it's our own hubris.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we just feel like humans are the ultimate form of intelligence, but that's not always the case.
No, I don't think so at all. I think we're like,
just ego.
there's so many things that I've witnessed other species do.
Plants are so intelligent.
Just plants in general.
Dude, oh my gosh.
They can communicate through mushrooms, I heard. So.
Yeah, dude, the whole mycelium network. It's like a highway system underneath the fucking earth, which helps transport nutrients between not only other fungi but trees and other plants, and it's essentially probably the reason for life. So it's like there's a very innate intelligence, dude.
Right.
There's been studies where what. We can actually just wrap this up, dude, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, dude, because we're actually probably at like
like
an hour and a half or so. Yeah, dude, so this has been great. Yeah. Like, you got to go to the bathroom. This is the perfect time to wrap it up, dude. Dude, Adam, thank you so much for doing this,
this was a deep talk, man.
This is great, man. We'll have to do this again sometime.
I would love to come back on.
Tell the people how they can check you out. I'll put it in the show notes, but if you want to plug anything, dude.
Yeah, just if you would like to see my work, check me out on Instagram at AdamWayne_arts. And then basically I'm on Reddit at the same tag,
okay, cool.
AdamWayne_arts.
Dope.
Yep.
Those are the two best places for you?
Yeah, you can find prints there too. You just contact me through message.
Cool. I'll put it in the show notes to make it easy for everybody. And
thank you.
Sweet, man. Adam, thanks, brother.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, till next time.
Awesome.